Welcome, chess enthusiasts of all levels. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of chess, starting with the basics. Our first port of call is the chessboard setup. This is the foundation of the game, and getting it right is essential. Picture an 8x8 grid, alternating black and white squares. Let's start with the pawns. These 8 little soldiers line up on the 2nd rank for white and the 7th rank for black. Next we have the rooks, which take their places on the corners of the board. Beside the rooks, we position the knights, followed by the bishops. The queen, the most powerful piece on the board, takes her place on the remaining matching color square. Ever wondered why the queen is the most powerful piece in chess? The answer lies in her unique abilities and the strategic value she holds on the chessboard. The queen is like a rook and a bishop rolled into one, which makes her the most versatile piece in the game. She can move any number of squares along a rank, file, or diagonal, just like a rook or a bishop. This allows her to control a vast area of the board, and strike from seemingly out of nowhere. When you compare the queen's abilities to other pieces on the board, it becomes even more evident why she is considered so powerful. The rook, for instance, can move any number of squares along a rank or file, but not diagonally. The bishop, on the other hand, can move diagonally, but not along ranks or files. The knight has an entirely different movement style, leaping over pieces in an L shape, while the king can only move one square in any direction. The queen, however, can do it all. But her capabilities aren't just about the number of squares she can move. The queen's power also lies in her ability to apply pressure, control space, and create threats. She can be used to pin enemy pieces, fork multiple targets, and even deliver checkmate. That's why, in the opening and middle game, players often aim to develop their queen's power gradually, without exposing her to unnecessary risks. Yet, her power is also her vulnerability. Being the most valuable piece, losing the queen can often be a game-changing disadvantage. Therefore, understanding how to use and protect your queen is a key aspect of chess strategy. Chess, much like life, is about balance. The queen, despite her power, cannot win the game alone. All pieces, from the humble pawn to the mighty queen, must work together. The queen's power is a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness depends on the skill of the person wielding it. So, the queen's power lies in her versatility and reach on the board. But remember, it's the player's strategy and understanding of the game that truly makes the queen a formidable piece on the chessboard. And lastly, the king, the heart of the game, occupies the final square. Remember, it's queen on her own color and king on the opposite. Now that the board is set, we're ready to delve into the rules of the game. Understanding the rules is the foundation of chess mastery. So, what's the aim of this strategic game? Let's start with the basics. Chess is a two-player game that takes place on a chessboard, a square checkered board with 64 squares arranged in an 8x8 grid. Each player begins with 16 pieces, 1 king, 1 queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, and 8 pawns. The objective of the game is simple, but achieving it requires strategy and foresight. The goal is to checkmate your opponent's king. This means the opponent's king is in a position to be captured, or check, and there's no way to remove the threat of capture on the next move. Now let's move on to the rules. Each type of piece has its own unique movement. The king moves 1 square in any direction. The queen can move any number of squares along a rank, file, or diagonal. The rook can move any number of squares along a rank or file. The bishop can move any number of squares diagonally. The knight moves to any of the squares immediately adjacent to it, and then makes one further step at a right angle. The pawn moves forward 1 square but captures diagonally. Pawns also have the opportunity to become a queen, rook, bishop, or knight if it reaches the opponent's end of the board, a process called promotion. It's important to note that each player can only move 1 piece at a time, except when castling, which involves moving the king and a rook. And don't forget, a player can't make a move that would put or leave his king in check. Finally, if a player has no legal moves, but his king is not in check, the game is a stalemate, and it's declared a draw. And if the same position occurs 3 times in a game, or 50 consecutive moves have been played where neither player has moved a pawn or captured a piece, a player can claim a draw. With these rules in mind, let's delve deeper into the movements and values of each piece. Each chess piece has its unique movements and value. Let's unravel them. The king, the most important piece, moves 1 square in any direction. The queen, the powerhouse, can move any number of squares along a rank, file, or diagonal. The rook can move any number of squares along a rank or file. The bishop can move any number of squares diagonally. The knight, the game's trickster, moves to any square not on the same rank, file, or diagonal. Its movement can be thought of as an L or 7 shape. Lastly, the pawn, your foot soldier, moves forward 1 square but captures diagonally. It's also the only piece with the potential to transform, becoming a queen, rook, bishop, or knight upon reaching the opposite end of the board. Each piece carries a different value, reflecting its power and flexibility. Now you're equipped to navigate the chessboard, but how do you improve from here? For those who've mastered the basics, it's time to step up your game with advanced strategies. In the world of chess, tactics often serve as the building blocks of strategy. They're the short-term calculations you make to gain an advantage. Some of the most popular tactics include forks, where a single piece threatens 2 or more opponent pieces, and pins, where an attacked piece is shielded by another that can't move without exposing a more valuable piece. Skewers, on the other hand, are the reverse of pins, with a high-value piece being attacked and forced to move, exposing a lesser piece. Now, let's talk about good chess strategies. Strategy is your long-term plan, your big-picture game. It's understanding the value of your pawn structure, maintaining activity of your pieces, and controlling the center of the board. Your pawn structure can serve as your fortress, protecting your king while providing support for your other pieces. The activity of your pieces is crucial. Each piece should be working towards your overall strategy. And of course, controlling the center of the board gives you more room to maneuver and puts you in a commanding position. And what about different opponent styles? In chess, as in life, flexibility is key. If you're up against an aggressive player, consider adopting a more defensive, positional style. If your opponent prefers a slow, strategic game, try shaking things up with unexpected tactical strikes. Remember, the best chess players are not only masters of their own strategy, but they're also adept at adapting to their opponent's game. But do keep in mind, tactics and strategy are 2 sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. Tactics are the short-term battles you fight in order to win the war. That is your strategy. They're deeply interconnected, and understanding this relationship is crucial to becoming a formidable player. As you continue refining your strategies, you are well on your way to becoming a chess expert. For our chess professionals, we delve into high-level strategies and insights that can further enhance your game. First, let's talk about building a robust chess opening repertoire. It's not just about memorizing moves, it's about understanding the underlying principles behind those moves. Start by mastering a few openings that suit your style of play. Once you have a handful of solid openings under your belt, expand your repertoire gradually. Remember, it's more beneficial to understand a few openings deeply than to know a lot of openings superficially. Next, let's move on to enhancing calculation and visualization skills. Visualization is the ability to see the chessboard in your mind's eye, to imagine the different permutations and combinations of moves. The key to improvement is practice. Start by trying to visualize the next 3 or 4 moves in a game, then gradually increase the number of moves you visualize. For calculation, it's about assessing potential sequences of moves and evaluating the resulting positions. Again, practice is critical. Chess puzzles and endgame studies can be particularly helpful in honing these skills. Lastly, let's delve into the role of technology in chess. Computers and artificial intelligence have revolutionized chess analysis and training. Chess engines like Stockfish and AlphaZero offer a wealth of insights into the game, helping us see possibilities we might not have considered. They can analyze games, suggest optimal moves, and even simulate games against various playing styles. However, remember that while technology is a powerful tool, it's not a substitute for understanding the principles of the game and developing your intuition. With these professional insights, you are well equipped to conquer the chess world. We've journeyed through the basics, strategies, and professional insights of chess. We started off with the very basics, setting up the chessboard. We laid down the rules of the game and the objectives. Each chess piece, with its unique movements and values, was explained. For the beginners out there, we shared some tips and resources to improve your game and deciphered common chess terminology. Moving on, we delved into strategies for the chess enthusiasts. We discussed creating a solid opening strategy and shed light on common chess tactics such as forks, pins, and skewers. We talked about the importance of improving your endgame technique, understanding the principles of good chess strategy, and differentiating between tactics and strategy. We also emphasized the need to adapt your game depending on your opponent's style. For the professionals, we explored the construction of a robust chess opening repertoire and techniques to enhance your calculation and visualization skills. We provided tactics for specific opponent preparation and kept you updated with the latest trends and advancements in the chess world. For those considering transitioning into a coaching role, we offered guidance on how to effectively teach chess. Lastly, we took a look at the role of computers and artificial intelligence in chess analysis and training. So let's sum it up. Control the center, develop your pieces, have a strategy, but be flexible enough to adapt it based on your opponent's moves. Remember, a good strategy can make the difference between victory and defeat. What are some common mistakes chess players make? That's a question we've all asked at one point or another. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, you're bound to stumble upon a few bumps on the road to chess mastery. One of the most common mistakes, especially among newcomers, is moving too quickly. In chess, haste makes waste. It's crucial to take your time to assess the board, consider your options, and plan your moves. The allure of a quick checkmate can often lead to rash decisions, leaving you vulnerable to counterattacks. To avoid this, practice patience. Chess is a game of strategy, not speed. Another frequent blunder is neglecting the protection of the king. The king, while not the most mobile piece on the board, is the most important. A checkmate ends the game, regardless of how many pieces you have left. So, remember to always keep your king's safety in mind, create a strong defensive structure around your king, and avoid unnecessary risks. Then there's the mistake of neglecting piece development. Every piece on the board has a role to play, and using them effectively is key to winning the game. It's all too easy to focus on a handful of powerful pieces and overlook the potential of the others. Remember, a well-coordinated army is always more effective than a lone ranger, no matter how powerful. Avoiding these mistakes is not just about understanding what not to do, but also about learning from them. Every mistake is a lesson waiting to be learned. So, don't be disheartened by a lost game or a missed opportunity. Instead, use it as a stepping stone to improve your strategy and tactics. In essence, chess is a journey of continuous learning and improvement. Every game, every move, and every mistake is an opportunity to become a better player. So embrace these challenges, learn from your mistakes, and keep striving for mastery. Avoiding these common pitfalls can significantly improve your game. And remember, in chess, as in life, the journey is just as important as the destination. In conclusion, whether you're a beginner just starting out, an enthusiast looking to step up your game, or a professional seeking to stay on top of the latest trends and techniques, we hope this video has been of value to you. Chess is a game of strategy and skill, but most importantly, it's a game of endless learning and fun. Thank you for joining us in this chess exploration. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more chess content. Your move.